From the first battle to the last stand, this is for every fan who loves it. I am Dr. Love, and this is Aaron Loves Wrestling. Yeah! Turn the lights on, hear the crowd ignite. Heartbeat pounds on a Friday night. From the territory days to the modern age, every ring's a war, from every match to every stage. I grew up on legends, I learned to believe in heroes, villains, the blood, and you can see the love I have. It is all on my sleeve, from Dusty Rhodes to Bright Marquee. Wrestling is in my blood, there's no hate in me. In the room when the music hits, goosebumps when the champion appears. Every style, every fight, every ring, one love for the business. I am here to bring the love and the passion in every review. Aaron Loves Wrestling. AEW, WWE, NWA, New Japan, TNA. It doesn't matter about the brand, I love it all. Aaron Loves Wrestling. My heart is in the ring. No walls, no wars, just the passion for the business that I bring. Aaron Loves Wrestling. Say hallelujah. One world, one voice, taking us higher. AaronLovesWrestling. Monday Night Raw to Friday Night SmackDown, Saturday Night Main Event under the neon lights. NXT has the rising stars, the future is looking pretty bright. Dreams get built in every fight, from Wednesday Night Dynamite to Saturday Night Collision. New Japan battles, hearts on fire, from the Tokyo Dome to Arena, Mexico. In every zone, every style's a kingdom, every ring is a throne. Give away to AAW, every New Japan pride. Say A line on the way, say W, A on the rise. Different letters with the same love and passion pounding in us all. Aaron Loves Wrestling. Every brand, it doesn't matter about the three letters, from the local hall to the global star. Oh my God, that sound, when the essence hits, we are all ready to start. Aaron Loves Wrestling, side by side. No tribal lines, just love for the business worldwide. This is wrestling. This is wrestling. Cuddy fights for the dreams of us all in red, white, blue. Hangman doesn't stay down, he is always fighting for redemption. Mox bleeds for the business, bringing out the passion in us all. Okada is the rainmaker, the money rains down with every title reign. Cena's never giving up the fight. Fear strikes in the heart of man when Undertaker appears. Sting is the vigilante that every villain fears. Legends will always be remembered, they never retire in our hearts. They will live on forever. From Flair to Michaels, from Hogan to Cena, from Omega's rise to acknowledging Reigns. Different paths but the same damn ring, same damn love for professional wrestling. Say it loud, I love wrestling. Say it proud, I love wrestling. No hate, no tribalism, just love for the business until the end of time. You know the war goes on your chest. If you love this business, then you're the best. No keyboard warriors, no hate, no lies. Just respect when the warriors rise. From the curtain rise to the final. From the first battle to the last stand, this is for every fan who loves it. I am Dr. Love, and this is Aaron Loves Wrestling. Yeah! Turn the lights on, hear the crowd ignite. Heartbeat pounds on a Friday night. From the territory days to the modern age, every ring's a war, from every match to every stage. I grew up on legends, I learned to believe in heroes, villains, the blood, and you can see the love I have. It is all on my sleeve, from Dusty Rhodes to Bright Marquee.
How's it going, all the wrestling lovers? Aaron Loves Wrestling Podcast, and I am your host, Dr. Love himself, also known as the American Cowboy, and I'm here to talk about Chris Jericho is now a free agent. His contract expired December 31st, and now he is a free agent, free to sign anywhere in professional wrestling, to re-sign with AEW, to sign with WWE, or one that he could sign with that I would be interested in because he's never wrestled there is TNA. And I'll give you my reasons why for each one why I think Jericho should sign with either AEW or WWE or TNA. He said we're going to see him wrestle again next year, so retirement's out of the question. But where? Most are predicting WWE. There's been reports of WWE, but again, those are reports. We'll see if they come true or not. One report out there that was that's trending is that he has signed with WWE and he will debut on January 5th episode of Raw, which is this Monday. We'll see. Other reports are saying that he signed and he will debut at the Royal Rumble later this month. We shall see. But what if? What if he didn't sign with WWE yet? What if he did not sign with WWE just yet? So that gives us the option to think, where could he sign? Could he sign with WWE? Could he re sign with AEW? Or could he sign with TNA? And I give you my reasons here why. Let me know what you think. Where do you think Chris Jericho was signed in 2026? WWE, AEW, or do you think TNA? Why is this? Why is this a question? There are so many people. Well, I'll say the AEW fan base were chanting, "Please retire," in one of his last few matches in AEW, middle of last year. Many of the AEW fans were tired of Chris Jericho. They were tired of him within the company. They were chanting, "Please retire," and many other things at Chris Jericho. And if you go look at social media, a lot of AEW fans do not want Chris Jericho in AEW. So he might actually be leaving All Elite Wrestling, which is upsetting because he's been with the company since day one. He was the inaugural AEW Men's World Champion, and he's been with the company ever since. And it begs the question of, why do the AEW fans do this to talent such as Chris Jericho? They did it to Cody Rhodes. Uh, why? Why do the AEW fans do this to the stars? AEW has other stars within the company, but just imagine if Cody Rhodes was still with All Elite Wrestling. Imagine that. Imagine if Cody Rhodes was still with the company in AEW. Why did the fans pretty much push him away? The last few matches Cody was in AEW, he was being booed, and the fans turned on him. And then now we have the same situation with Chris Jericho. Who will be next? Will it be Adam Copeland and Christian Cage as well? Will it be another former WWE talent that signed with AEW to be with the company? Will it be Mercedes Moné? Will Mercedes Moné be the next one that the AEW fans turn on? This one thing I don't like about AEW and the fan base is that they have pushed away some top talent within the company. There's Ricky Saints, and then you got now Mariah Mace went to fulfill her dreams of WWE, so they didn't push her away, but they are trashing her in her WWE run and saying that WWE ruined her. She's done. She made a mistake by leaving AEW, etc. So I disagree with all that. I disagree with that kind of tribalism. There's no need for it. Wherever Chris Jericho signs, I will watch and I'll be happy because I do love Y2J. Whether it's he stays with AEW and it continues to help the company grow and get better. He signs with WWE and has that retirement run and then enters the Hall of Fame, or maybe he signs and debuts at TNA. And think about that. If he signed and debuted in TNA wrestling, then he would have wrestled in ECW, WCW, WWE, New Japan, Ring of Honor, AEW, and then if he signs with TNA, man, he's basically wrestled in all the major wrestling companies, every single one. And then if he wins the TNA World Championship as well, then he would have won the WCW World Championship. Now he won it when he was in WWE when WWE bought out WCW, but still. He would have won the AEW Championship, the WWE Championship countless times. And then now, then the Ring of Honor World Championship, and then now the TNA World Championship. That'd be interesting. That'd be something to add to his legendary career of winning another promotion's top world title. So, re-signing with AEW. Why re-sign with AEW? He's been with the company since day one. And believe it or not, he is a locker room leader. He is a locker room leader who gives advice to the talent in the back. And he has been with the he has helped with the company since day one. So could he resign with AEW and continue to push AEW? Because he said throughout the years that he is glad that AEW is around, that there's an alternative to WWE, another wrestling company the fans can enjoy. He said many great things about AEW. So would he resign with AEW and continue to help the company grow and get better and continue to be that locker room leader, that coach in the back? Could it be? He would still have the creative freedom in AEW to continue to evolve. So would he be able, or would he consider that when he thinks of signing with a company? So AEW is a possibility. He could resign with AEW. Maybe not. The cons if he does, no pun intended. The fans are tired of him. The fans have expressed their feelings towards Chris Jericho, and they have chanted him basically out of the company. You can see online with the fans saying, in my opinion, disrespectful things towards Chris Jericho when he signed with AEW back in 2019 when the company first began. He was the inaugural AEW Men's World Champion. He has stuck with the company when others have left, and he has continued to help the company grow and to evolve over time. So if he does resign with AEW, the fans shouldn't be surprised. And if he does, then the AEW fan base especially needs to accept him and welcome back in and not push away another star. Because I want to be honest, I hated that Cody Rhodes did leave AEW. I love his WWE run as the WWE champion. I'm a big fan of Cody and WWE. But I was really upset he never got to win the AEW Men's World Championship. I was really wanting Cody to win the AEW Men's World Championship. He was a great TNT champion, and he had some great matches with the AEW. But I'm glad Cody Rhodes is doing better in WWE. I'm glad Cody Rhodes is the face of the company, and he is having fun, the time of his life, and he accomplished one thing in his family that nobody else has, and that's to win the WWE Championship. So I am glad for Cody Rhodes in that aspect. But I did hate that he did leave the company, not in a tribalistic aspect. I just felt that his time within AEW was short, considering he was one of the ones that helped start the company. I would love to see Cody Rhodes back in AEW one day. I would. But that may not happen. I mean, if it doesn't, that's fine. I'm going to still watch him in WWE. I'm still going to enjoy Cody Rhodes in WWE and the feuds he has there and the matches he has there. I'm really excited about the Drew McIntyre match next Friday for the WWE Championship. Him and Drew McIntyre has had a good feud. So we'll see if Drew finally defeats Cody and wins the WWE Championship, or Cody retains the title. So that's pretty much the con of Chris Jericho re-signing with AEW. Now, if Chris Jericho signs with WWE, he would go on a retirement run, whether it be in 2026 or maybe 2027. Would get some fresh faces for Chris Jericho to face, to get in feuds with, like Gunther. We could see Chris Jericho and Cody Rhodes feud in WWE. They did in AEW, but now we can see it in WWE, and the roles would be reversed. Cody Rhodes is now the WWE champion, or we'll see after next Friday, and Chris Jericho will be the challenger. So we can see Cody and Chris Jericho face each other in WWE. Chris Jericho can face LA Knight. He could face CM Punk, Gunther, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre even. And the list goes on, and many other opponents Chris Jericho could have in WWE, and fresh faces, fresh feuds. And I think it would be great for Chris to do so, because he's basically faced about near, I wouldn't say everybody in AEW, but he's faced a lot. He's faced a lot within AEW, and has put over wrestlers in AEW and has pushed them and elevated them. One was Bandito. He dropped the Ring of Honor World Championship to Bandito, and has put over Bandito. Bandito is now one of the top stars in AEW. He did it with Big Bill towards the end there. So Chris Jericho, he has faced a lot within AEW. He did it to MJF. He helped put MJF over. So Chris Jericho has basically done it all in AEW. So there's really nothing more for Chris Jericho left, except if he wants to stay and continue to be a mentor and a leader in the back. So if he's going to continue to wrestle, I think WWE or TNA, which I'll get to that later, WWE would be a good spot, because so many fresh faces. He can enter the Royal Rumble, go on a retirement run, and then enter the Hall of Fame. So we could see that in WWE. Oh, Chris Jericho could go one-on-one with the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. That'd be interesting. Y2J versus the Tribal Chief. One big concern is, would WWE give Chris Jericho creative freedom? Would they loosen the leash a little bit to allow him to maybe evolve? Or will we see him return as Y2J and the same old nostalgia Chris Jericho? Which I won't mind that. I missed a little countdown, and I love his theme, Break the Walls Down. One of my favorite WWE themes. So nothing wrong there. But would they allow him to create freedom and maybe even use one of his Fozzy songs? I don't know if he could use Judas. Well, no, he could use Judas, because Judas is his song, so he could use that in WWE. We could see him bring back the Judas theme again. which I think would be great to see that in WWE. But would he have a really good retirement run? Because John Cena's was okay. It could have been better. So would Chris Jericho's be the same, worse, or better? We're about to see AJ Styles going his last year in professional wrestling in 2026. Hopefully that is better than John Cena's. And then Chris Jericho's would be better after that. But would WWE give him a proper retirement run? That's the one thing. That's one thing to look at it. And I always like to think if AEW created their own Hall of Fame, Chris Jericho would be one of the first ones in it. AEW Hall of Fame is probably a couple of years from now, but I'm not saying that Chris Jericho couldn't still enter the AEW Hall of Fame after his WWE run and enters the WWE Hall of Fame. But I really think Chris Jericho and Sting would be the first, probably two, in a AEW Hall of Fame, along with Kenny Omega and maybe some others. I think. I mean, Kenny Omega. Who knows how long he's going to wrestle? And he would definitely be one of the first ones in the Hall of Fame of AEW if they created one in the future, which I would imagine so. I would imagine that's on Tony Khan's agenda later on to have his own Hall of Fame within AEW. But right now, the company's still going, just started. So, but Chris Jericho entering the WWE Hall of Fame would be great, and we could maybe think of who would induct him into the Hall of Fame. Would it be Triple H, Shawn Michaels, or would you pick somebody else? I don't know. But him having a run in WWE would be interesting. And we'd see him again. Let's go up against fresh faces and have another WrestleMania moment, Royal Rumble moment, and other PLEs. So maybe go up against some young NXT talent. Go up against Ricky Saints in WWE. He went up against Ricky Starks in AEW. He can go up against Ricky Saints in the WWE and Ethan Page. We got Stampede in the chat. Stampede says Jericho is not signing back with AEW. TNA can't afford him, and he's not going to New Japan. No, he's not going to New Japan. Jericho has no leverage, so no creative freedom. He'll do as he is told, most likely. Yeah, WWE really don't allow so much of creative freedom. Styles is like you're wrapping up at Mania. I've heard that WrestleMania will be AJ Styles' final match. It's not going to be a year-long run like John Cena's was. So now begs the question, who would Chris Jericho's final opponent be? Or AJ Styles' final opponent. My bad. AJ Styles' final opponent at WrestleMania. And y'all, go follow Stampede. He has now a new X account. Something happened with his previous one, so go follow him. If you were previously following his old account, go follow him there. And if you haven't followed him, I highly recommend following Stampede on X. Now to the third option, the final option. TNA, Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. So I would like to say here with TNA, because Chris Jericho on one of his podcast episodes, Talk with Jericho, he had the Hardys on there, and he mentioned this about TNA, which kind of is weird that he said this under an AEW contract, which gives me the sign that he is leaving AEW because he said this about TNA. He said this, and I quote, "I don't think I've watched an Impact. Sorry, a TNA match in ages, if not this decade at all. I was so impressed. Well, first of all, you guys had a match. It wasn't even the match. I was the beginning part before you guys even locked up. It was the end part after it happened like that. I'm getting a little goosebumps. That's pro wrestling in its ultimate form, and that's all that matters is that emotion and the reaction. That was one thing. Two, the crowd. That crowd looked huge. It looked huge. It was like a WWE level crowd. The place was packed. I was watching this and not saying anything out of school here, but comparing it to watching Dynamite when they were at the ECW arena, which looked like a Tony Condello taping. Sorry, it did. TNA looked like the second biggest company in the world, and that was amazing. And the presentation was amazing. Chris Jericho said this on his podcast talking with the Hardys, and he was talking about their match with the Dudleys at Bound for Glory. Now, I don't know why he said that, because they had two big sellouts like that. Bound for Glory was 6,100 something, and Slammiversary was over 7,000, their highest ever in TNA. So I wouldn't say there would be second yet. And that was a pay-per-view. If you look at their weekly Impact episodes, there's not many in the crowd there. There are a few hundred in the crowd, but who's to say TNA could not go on a rise in 2026, especially with this new TV deal? And Chris Jericho could help with that, bring more star power, and get everybody to tune in to TNA to see what he's going to do in TNA. And look at the fresh faces he can work with at TNA, and some old ones, like Frankie Kazarian. He faced him in AEW. But we could see some new ones. Such as Mike Santana. He also faced Mike Santana. Actually teamed with Santana in AEW with the Inner Circle. So we get to see that throwback. But not only that, he could face some new faces. Another one, which is Bear Bronson, one of my top favorites right now in TNA. He could team with someone and go up against the Hardys again. He could face off against others within the company in TNA. Nick Nemeth, there's another one. Steve Macklin, Mace Warner, Eric Young. I mean, there's a few in TNA he could go up against. And he can also be that locker room leader as well in the back, along with the Hardys and Tommy Dreamer, and help elevate TNA. He helped AEW. He helped elevate AEW. So maybe he could the same with TNA and help TNA on their rise when 2026 and their new TV deal with AMC. It's a possibility. It's a slim possibility, but never say never in the world of professional wrestling. I mean, we never thought we'd see CM Punk in WWE again. We never thought we'd see CM Punk and Triple H bury the hatchet and work together. We never thought we would see Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart bury the hatchet and become good friends again. We never thought we would see many things within professional wrestling that we have seen in the history of professional wrestling. But here we are. Never say never. Well, the only thing you probably can say never is the Undertaker and Sting match. We're never going to get that. And there's a few others. Never AJ Styles versus Shawn Michaels, etc. But in this realm of Chris Jericho having the possibility of wrestling in TNA, it's slim. He could help the company. It would be a smaller schedule. So he wouldn't have to wrestle as much as he would in WWE. And who knows, he probably wouldn't even WWE. They'd probably give him that Legends deal, and he wouldn't have to wrestle as much, just like they did John Cena last year. He would instantly become a top star. I mean, he would in WWE as well. He is one of the legends within WWE. So, TNA or WWE, he would be a top star. But he definitely would be a top star at TNA, and he can help TNA and their viewership and ratings, and maybe even ticket sales, to help draw fans over to TNA. I mean, there are a lot of Jericho fans, Jerichoholics. I'm one of them. I do love Chris Jericho. So it would be interesting to see him in something new, such as TNA wrestling. So that's a possibility. He could and sign a deal over there. He can still wrestle in WWE with the partnership, so it's not totally out of the question to wrestle in WWE again. So it'd be interesting to see Chris Jericho in TNA. Now I know in the description and even probably the name said something about New Japan. That was a typo. He's not going to New Japan, so that's definitely out of the question. He already did his time over there, so we're not going to see that again. I just have to correct that here after I stream this. But TNA will be it would be great. But I'd like to see him in WWE. Like I said, the amount of feuds that he can have in WWE with Gunther, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, even maybe AJ Styles one more time, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. Here we can see him with Carmelo Hayes, The Miz, um, some new ones with Obafemi, a throwback with Ricky Saints, Ethan Page. I mean, the list goes on of who Chris Jericho could face. Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory. There's another one, Austin Theory. So there are many pros for Chris Jericho to sign with WWE as well with TNA. But I think he kind of buried that hatchet with AEW because I don't think we will see Chris Jericho in AEW. One, with the fans pushing him out. Two, with what he said earlier this year on his podcast. And I don't know why he even said that. Like I said, TNA has some room to grow. And I'm not saying they can't be the number 2 promotion. I'm just saying as of now, they're not there yet. If you look at the fans in attendance and the ratings, I mean, it's a possibility going up, especially with the partnership with WWE. But it's not there yet. AEW is still the number 2 promotion. And that's nothing of a tribalistic opinion or statement. It's just looking at the facts. TNA still has some room to grow, and it's a possibility, and Chris Jericho could help out with that. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy definitely have a mission to elevate TNA. So it's great to see that with them over there in the company, along with Tommy Dreamer. So with Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy in the back end creative and helping with the production and the stories in TNA, Chris Jericho could easily help out with that. If not, sign with the company as a superstar, a wrestler. Maybe after his WWE run, he can still do it with TNA if he so desires when he retires. That's an option. Or he'll just continue with this Fozzy thing and continue with this band, which I love the band. I'm a huge Fozzy fan. Love their music. So there's nothing wrong with that. But it'd be interesting to see him in that role. Commentary, he can do that. He could be on commentary, maybe WWE or TNA, or maybe down the road once his deal done with WWE. If he so desires to return to AEW, he can do that. Bryan Danielson and Chris Jericho are pretty interesting on the commentary team at the same time. But who knows? There's endless amount of possibilities for Chris Jericho even after he retires. So those are my opinions and my thoughts on this whole Chris Jericho free agency thing going on. I am leaning more towards he signs with WWE, and we'll see him January 5th, this Monday, on the first Raw of 2026. That's what I'm thinking. It's nothing confirmed yet, but the reports going around that he has signed with WWE. And there's a rumor mill of him debuting this Monday on Raw. If he doesn't this Monday on Raw, then it's definitely going to be the Royal Rumble. So, what are your thoughts? WWE? Will he sign with WWE? Go back there for his retirement run? AEW, re-sign with AEW, or the slim possibility, do you think he could sign with TNA? And if so, who would you like to see him face? Let me know who you'd like to see him face at any company he signs, WWE, TNA, or if he does return to AEW. Let me know. See in the comments here. Oh, Stampy says Styles versus Gunther and Mania. That's what it looks like they're leading up towards, with Gunther and Styles interacting backstage. Stampede says TNA is not an option. They shouldn't be targeting a 55-year-old wrestler well past his prime. TNA is the fifth brand under the WWE umbrella. They're light years away from the number 2 promotion overall. That is true. But they can be. They might get there. Jericho going to tour in England in February with Fozzy. Are you going to go to that, Stephen? But like I said, regardless of where Chris Jericho signs, I'm going to be watching. Whether it's WWE, a re-signing with AEW, or the slim possibility of him signing with TNA. But if he signs with WWE, I'm definitely going to be down for that. And hopefully, we get to see Chris Jericho and Cody Rhodes one more time in WWE. And like I said, the roles are reversed. Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion. Chris Jericho, the challenger. Last time they went up, Chris Jericho was the AEW Men's World Champion. Cody Rhodes was the challenger, and that's when he laid out the stipulation of if he loses, he'll never face the AEW Men's World Championship again, which happened. So it would be interesting to see Chris Jericho and Cody go at it one more time in WWE for the WWE Championship. Not saying that would be the stipulation for Chris Jericho, but it would be interesting, and maybe even see him win that WWE Championship one last time. Maybe. A good possibility. Maybe Chris Jericho wants that in his contract. I mean, it's his contract. And Triple H and WWE really want him over. Well, he can put that in his stipulation, and that's what we'll probably see with Chris Jericho. Even though he is 55 years old, as Stampede has mentioned, he can still go in the ring. He is in phenomenal shape now. He is definitely trimmed up and gotten way better shape. So I don't know if you've seen his Instagram, but he shared a few pictures. So maybe, just maybe, we'll see him with a WWE World Championship one last time. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Where do you think Chris Jericho signs? Why? And what kind of fantasy feuds do you have cooking in your mind for Chris Jericho, whichever he signs? Let me know. Thank y'all for listening and tuning in. Catch me tomorrow for the TNA Impact review. I watched TNA tonight, and it was a great showing. Even though Bear Bronson didn't win the TNA World Title, it's still a great match, and I'll tell you why I am big on Bear Bronson, especially in TNA. So catch that tomorrow at 3:30 Central Time of me reviewing TNA. Let's see. If Cody wins or loses the matchup, let's get this last comment right here. Winner. If Cody wins or loses the matchup with Jericho, the stipulation is Cody can never say, what do you want to talk about ever again? Hey, what's wrong with that? My gosh. Everybody hates on that so much. There's nothing wrong with that. It's his thing. Everybody has their thing. Roman Reigns says, acknowledge me. CM Punk does the pipe bomb thing. John Cena was hustle, loyalty, and respect and never give up. John Cena's thing was, if you want some, come get some. Triple H was time to play the game. DX was suck it. Shawn Michaels was you can't kill what's not your creation. Everyone's got their thing. So why is everybody hating on Cody? Cody Rhodes. He's constantly getting the hate in WWE. Are WWE fans going to push Cody away as well? This is why Cody left AEW. The fans, when I saw one of his last matches there in AEW and they threw that weight belt back, I was like, why y'all disrespecting Cody like that? And then he returns to WWE and they welcome him with open arms. And now he is a 2-time WWE champion and he's the face of the company, the QB1. And people are still hating on him. I guess everybody really does hate on greatness. So, well, I'll save that for another day. I already did one for Cody and why he gets so much hate, but I guess I got to do it again. Maybe I should do it again because Cody Rhodes still getting that hate. And that's what I combat is hate. Hate towards the companies or wrestlers. I combat the hate because I am a wrestling lover. But anyhow, thank y'all for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Chris Jericho and what his options, where would you like to see him sign with, and the fantasy feuds that you got going on in your head with Chris Jericho. Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go follow me on X. Go follow me on TikTok. Go follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Threads. Subscribe to YouTube. And you can even go follow me on Facebook now. I got a Facebook page. So thank y'all for listening. Appreciate it, all y'all. Love y'all. And just remember, love professional wrestling. Have a blessed one.
From the first battle to the last stand. This is for every fan who loves it. I am Dr. Love, and this is Aaron Loves Wrestling. Yeah! Turn the lights on, hear the crowd ignite. Heartbeat pounds on a Friday night. From the territory days to the modern age, every ring's a war, from every match to every stage. I grew up on legends, I learned to believe in heroes, villains, the blood, and you can see the love I have. It is all on my sleeve, from Dusty Rhodes to Bright Marquee. Wrestling is in my blood, there's no hate in me. Hear the roar when the music hits, goosebumps when the champion appears. Every style, every fight, every ring, one love for the business. I am here to bring the love and the passion in every review. Aaron Loves Wrestling. AEW, WWE, NWA, New Japan, TNA. It doesn't matter about the brand, I love it all. Aaron Loves Wrestling. My heart is in the ring. No walls, no wars, just the passion for the business that I bring. Aaron Loves Wrestling. Say that fire. One world, one voice, taking us higher. AaronLovesWrestling. Monday Night Raw to Friday Night SmackDown, Saturday Night Main Event under the neon lights. The NXT has the rising stars. The future is looking pretty bright. Dreams get built in every fight. From Wednesday Night Dynamite to Saturday Night Collision, New Japan battles hearts on fire. From the Tokyo Dome to Arena, Mexico, in every zone, every style's a kingdom, every ring is a throne. Give away to AAW, every New Japan pride. TA Live, always AW, A on the road. Different banners with the same love and passion pounding in us all. Aaron Loves Wrestling. Every brand, it doesn't matter about the three letters. From the local hall to the global star. Oh my God, that sound. When the essence hits, we are all ready to start. Aaron Loves Wrestling. Side by side. No tribal lines, just love for the business worldwide. This is wrestling. This is wrestling. Cuddy fights for the dreams of us all in red, white, blue. Hangman doesn't stay down, he is always fighting for redemption. Mox bleeds for the business, bringing out the passion in us all. Okada is the rainmaker, the money rains down with every title reign. Cena's never giving up the fight. Fear strikes in the heart of man when Undertaker appears. Sting is the vigilante that every villain fears. Legends will always be remembered, they never retire in our hearts. They will live on forever. From Flair to Michaels, from Hogan to Cena, from Omega's rise to acknowledging reigns. Different paths but the same damn ring, same damn love for professional wrestling. Say it loud, I love wrestling. Say it proud, I love wrestling. No hate, no tribalism. stars on your chest. If you love this business, then you're the best. No keyboard warriors, no hate, no lies. Just respect when the warriors rise. From the curtain rise to the final pin, we all are chasing that moment when the bell rings. It's more than title belts, it's more than glory. It's our love for professional wrestling in every story. So pull your hearts up, it's all one love. Every fan's got a place, from every city to every nation. We're united by your love for professional wrestling. Aaron loves wrestling. Hear the crowd with every chant, every heartbeat, and with every tear. Aaron loves wrestling. This is our life. From the rise of a hero to the falling of wrestling. Never ends. From the opening bell to the final ring. Aaron loves wrestling. We all just love listening. AaronLovesWrestling. No more hate. Just love professional wrestling. AaronLovesWrestling. The American Cowboy will always ride for this. Dr. Love will always share the love of professional wrestling. For every ring, every wrestler, and every fan. One word, one passion, one truth that I'm confessing.